Hey guys, we got a brand new sponsor, and that is Factor. Ready-to-eat meals delivered directly to your door.
Now, how much do you guys spend every month on takeout?
Way too much.
Way too much. Now, this can help you with that because you're not going to be ordering $30, $40 meals all the time. These are super cost-effective and delicious.
Not to mention convenient. You get these meals, they are specially packaged. You open it up, all you have to do is throw it in, heat it up for 2 minutes, and you are ready to eat.
Yes. Sounds like my cup of tea. I'm a chef when it comes to...
Joe is terrible at preparing food. This is the perfect
amazing.
Perfect service for us, guys. There's over 35 meals to choose from per week, and you don't have to get locked into certain things. You've got it's on a rotation, so it's always something new for you to try. Me personally, I like the Indian style butter chicken. There's the pork chop. Really into pork chop.
Protein.
There's tons of other options on there, including Gourmet Plus. You can get stuff like surf and turf.
Yeah, absolutely.
And really delicious steaks. And pretty much I've seen anybody that actually tries Factor, and you see all the other videos trying it out that aren't sponsored, they're like, this is actually really delicious, pretty good stuff. So we are so excited to work with Factor and get our meals made for us. I know we always ask Alex to do it, but there's some times where Alex is not here.
I don't live with these guys,
He don't live with us. So we need a way to get these delicious chef-prepared meals. So guys, right now we get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders using our link down below. So click that link in the description or scan this cool little QR code right here with your phone, and it'll get you signed up. And for every Factor meal that we do, it directly contributes to the Angry Joe Show. So it supports what you love. It really enriches you with great nutrients and delicious food. I think you guys are going to love it. Thank you so much, and hopefully you enjoy the video. Check it out. Hey guys, welcome to our review of the finale, episode 8 of The Boys, season 4. And it's a breath of fresh air to go back to. We have 2 conclusions this week. If you haven't seen our Acolyte review conclusion to that series, go
See
check
that
it out.
instead of the series.
It is, yeah, watch that instead of it. That's a 2-parter. So we got that out of our system. Now it's good to return to a well-written show, a well-acted show where character motivations and things make sense, but yet there could still be surprises. Surprises that don't feel like wild character turns and out of place and writing to get to one certain point. This is how you do it. So I was wondering, can they stick the landing in the final episode? There were some episodes here that weren't, quite up to par as we've seen in the past. But I do think that ultimately they stick to the landing. And made for a great season finale. I very much am missing the lack of the final shot that I wanted, the White House kind of shot.
Close,
instead,
but not exactly.
it's close. It's a press conference announcement with a bunch of cameras fucking flashing. I don't like it as much, but what the season set up, though, is very interesting. And we have plenty of conflict. And since the next season is the final season, it is truly fascinating to see how this will shake out and how all these entanglements get untangled here. And it does look, despite Eric Kripke saying, the showrunner saying that you don't have to watch Gen Z, maybe Gen V for this, I'm starting to get the feeling like if we go into the final season, you're going to want to have seen Gen V Season 2, which is what's coming in between this and Season 5. So that promise is probably going to be broken. Well, he did make the promise for this season specifically, so maybe he's going to have us watch, which is fine. I mean, I've watched Diabolical. I've watched, the animated series. I don't know why comments are like, why are you guys resisting Gen V? It's just like, I don't know, time. We got a lot to do, a lot of series to cover.
Not every series that I like warrants a spin-off series, and most of the time I just don't fucking watch them. There's so many things I would rather be doing at home.
It's good homework is what they said.
Yeah, they did. Just people really want us to see it, and how can you not be interested? Well, I mean, it's definitely aimed, I think, at a different target market. But to let you know, I probably will be watching.
Home, I don't want to watch TV.
We probably will be watching Gen V season 2 and maybe doing homework on Gen V season 1. So that's good news then, right? Because I want to get the full effect of The Boys because I really enjoy this. So what did you guys think of this finale?
This is are we like in spoilers already or what?
Yeah. I mean, okay. So spoiler alert: we are in the 8th episode, so we're just gonna come right out and start spoiling things that happen in the particular episode.
Yeah, it's going crazy. I didn't expect the Newman thing to happen with Butcher. That I didn't see. I honestly thought Ashley was going to be the one to die in this episode, which kind of was going to happen.
Just wrong Ashley.
Hey,
wrong
Alex,
Ashley.
I just realized you're back. Did you watch the last episode?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you give it, and how did you like it?
I liked it.
Okay.
I like this episode much better than the last episode. I think it was,
all right. Just wanted to get your opinion since you weren't here. Patrick was filling in last time. If you have more to say on it, let us know.
But yeah, good. It kept me like fucking guessing because again, I didn't know about Newman going on, and then Butcher just like tried to help Ryan. He's like, at this point, he's like, you know what, fuck it. Him and Homelander just lost their fucking marbles.
Yeah,
they're both going crazy. Everything's amped up. The Vought Center was fucking funny, kind of, and.
Yeah,
everyone just like, all right,
it does make sense.
Soups versus everyone now.
I really like how they were playing with Ryan, going back and forth. One episode, it seemed like he could be on The Boys. Next episode, he's going to join Homelander. Next episode, back to The Boys. That was a teetering, a pot, and I thought that it handled it well. And I'm like, there's no way Butcher is going to go with Kessler, a darker version of himself, the cancer personified in the power of V. But when we see that he has no hope left, and the last person that he was trying to save, Ryan, is unsavable, then it makes total sense that he can give in to his darkness and Kessler and hopelessness.
Yeah,
now maybe
like, all right, I need your help, Joe.
Can Butcher be pulled out of this or not? We will see. But surprisingly, this is staying somewhat not faithful to the comic, but moving down the same path and lines of the comic while not doing the comic. And I think this series does a really good job of that. In fact, already this series is better than the comic and does things differently from the comic, but still follows the same kind of bits. And I'm very hopeful for the ending to see, because I do want the ending to change, and we can talk ultra spoilers. So I'm going to give you an ultra spoiler section at the end, since we are nearing the final season.
Yeah, then we get
that I hope they change. But we're not there yet. We'll keep talking, and then I'll tell you when we're going to do the ultra, how it ends in the comic.
Then we get the answer that yes, the shapeshifter does take your memories and everything. That's how she was able to do all that stuff and like trick Huey into having sex with him 20 times.
Once again, more
20
Huey,
times.
More Huey R-worded over and over and over. YouTube don't like that. So, it's like, gosh, there was a subset of the audience that was murmuring about this. It's like, why is he keep doing our man Huey dirty? And I was like, yeah, I get what you're saying. And then the next week, and then the next week, and then this, I'm like, all right, this is too far.
He said he thought it was funny, and I was
this
like,
is too far.
Okay.
He's got the humor. Yeah, he's like, that's 15-year-old, 17-year-old me. It's like, or we're not that funny.
Yeah, and then afterwards, Starlight's like, well, I see you proposed to your new fiance, and you had sex with her. It's like, I thought it was you. I thought it was fucking you.
Yeah, this is the one thing that made me mad, because it's like, the one time I see the writer's room, because they want to force drama. So it's like, let's milk and pump all the drama we can out of these individual scenes. So to have Starlight get so mad at Huey for him having sex with her, having relations, having the proposal go down, it's like,
how did you not know? I was like, what?
I thought it was you. And of course I gotta do it. But to be fair, Joe, this is how women think. Oops. And she's mad at him because she's all of a sudden wanting to have sex with him and doing all the things that he wants to do, et cetera, et cetera. A different version of herself, whereas she feels like she's damaged, she's got baggage, and so she has a lot of insecurities about that.
Yeah, and you don't know how you're going to react after being kidnapped for 10 straight days knowing someone is imitating your life. I mean, it's like, it is kind of, in a way, understandable, but I think we were missing a scene where she's like, hey, you've been taken advantage of a lot. I've been taken advantage of a lot. I'm in a weird headspace.
We need that. We needed that last
We
scene.
needed a thing, because otherwise it feels like the writers are just drumming up drama. And you know when the Deep's like, you're a writer, you don't get paid shit. The person who wrote that scene deserves to not get paid
that
shit.
One. That was a great scene.
It was probably the writers themselves.
But great stuff to hear, though.
Great stuff.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think the finale was super strong. I don't think I like this season very much. I think this is the weakest season of The Boys to date.
You don't like this season very much?
No. I think that this season...
On the scale of The Boys, or you just don't like the season very much?
The scale of The Boys.
Okay.
I think it's by far the weakest season. So much shit just went... Like, the whole Colin thing was nothing, right? The Kamiko thing was nothing. So much went absolutely nowhere. But I think...
Oh, yeah. I already forgot.
You forgot. But so everything here was the show working the way that I like the show. It was funny when it was supposed to be funny. It was actiony. It was surprising. It felt tense. Anthony Starr continues to kick ass. There's all these supporting characters that I love. This finale was great.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take away from this individual one, but like there was times when I'm watching this, it's like, man, you motherfuckers! This whole season felt like you were spinning your wheels. It felt like you told Amazon, "I'm going to give you 4 amazing seasons," and Amazon's, you know what? Why don't you give me 5 seasons? Like, hey, we'd have to stretch shit that doesn't make any sense, and they're like, how about you give me 5 seasons? I'll give you a truckload of money. Yeah. And then they filled that empty gap with using Huey as the chew toy in the writer's room. So, but I think that this episode was great. I think that things moved along. It's great watching Sage be competent. I love when the good guys or the bad guys are competent. There's always going to be things that mess up plans.
Sage is back.
Sage is back and was like, look, dumbass, I've been pulling these strings. Everything worked out exactly the way that I wanted.
Joe?
Yeah.
No, that's what she was saying.
No, she knew it the whole time. I knew
that.
Victoria was going to die. That was my prediction early. That she was going to
really okay. Call that one. I thought that they were going to. Well,
I thought they were going to keep her.
Keep her towards the end, right? Yeah, but no, this one they shocked us a little bit.
Yeah.
In total agreement. If we look at the season at the whole, we rated episodes 1 through 3 rather weakly. Then it jumped up in 4, and we were like, okay, so we have some hope. And then it went back down in 5. But then 6, 7, and finally 8 have been strong. So it's like there was some petering here. There was some spun wheels here. And ultimately, I'd have to get some of the rundown on the previous season. I'd have to watch like a refresher. But I think I might be ready to say this is the weakest season that we've seen on the scale of The Boys. However, I enjoyed it tremendously. This is 10, 15 times better than, shit like that Disney is cranking out recently with my favorite sci-fi shit, Star Wars. So it's refreshing to come back here and see it done somewhat well. So great ending. While I don't get the iconic, sort of White House shot and that cliffhanger for next season, enough was set up here that I'm ready to go. And I do think we'll still get a White House shot in season 5 if they're following the comics and stuff. So, and now it has been announced that, and they tweak twists and turns that are close enough but new. So obviously, Singer dies in the comics and the fucking president dies, but here the vice president dies, and they go in this angle, and then this president is embarrassed because he's caught saying, I was trying to assassinate that bitch the whole time. And then so he gets arrested, and so then it falls down to the third in line, and then the third in line is announcing martial law and almost nominating Homelander to be in charge of everything, deputizing these superheroes to bring law and order, and essentially, there you go. It's a military coup, so to speak, or a superhero coup. And potentially, Homelander, that's very easy. He's already in power, but now he's ultimately in power. And it's all Sage's plan. And why, Joe? Why did Sage do all this?
Because she enjoys it.
Because she wanted to see if she could. Like, that comes from her being so intelligent and people dismissing her intelligence and dismissing her abilities and dismissing her accomplishments. As a woman scorned, she's going to prove that she can do whatever the fuck she wants. And you're going to notice it whether you want to
with her,
or
right?
not.
Leave her alone.
Yeah, I know, right? So it's wild. Sage is the most evil and we're kind of fucked up one. I'm so curious how her story ends. We thought perhaps both Firecracker and Sage would be dead by the end of the season. This is how it would shake out. We got these new characters. Those characters
Some
resolved.
complications with Firecracker right now.
They are.
We'll see where that turns out.
Yeah. Though at the final shot, she's perfectly fine. Even through her makeup, she looks fine. But she's putting a face forward for her television show and crying tears of joy as democracy dies and fascism rings out and it's a military regime. So... and Starlighters are everywhere now in danger. And I was like, oh, shit, everybody's getting passports. We're going to have to go to different countries. And honestly, I'm like, fuck, man,
make it out.
I'm going to have to get these people back together next season. That's going to be annoying. But I didn't even know. Boom, they all get arrested one by one. They don't even get a chance to get out of
got the
country.
worst one.
Yeah. Most motherfucking, what's his name? Love Sausage.
How did he get his powers back?
I don't know.
He lost his penis powers.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't remember. Yeah, I didn't know how.
Maybe
how
they gave us more V.
Directly into the.
Yes.
Ow.
Just seeing and tapping on the shoulder. He's like, oh, girl, it's a penis.
And so Frenchie is now under control from, I guess, Gen V. I don't know her powers clearly. She can whisper something and get you under her control. So Frenchie's joining the opposition, perhaps to reverse engineer the virus to maybe get a cure or something like that. They'll use it and then they'll cure it immediately. What you're going to do now, and that's going to be interesting. And then also Huey. Where is Huey?
He got kidnapped.
He got captured.
Yeah, he got
so
captured. He's
Starlight
arrested.
Is going to have to
took off.
Going to have to break him out, and now we are setting up a fucking villain arc for Butcher. So not only do we have to deal with Homelander, but we also got to deal with fucking Butcher
and Ashley. What the fuck happened to Ashley?
I know.
Do you think the powers going to be cool or lame as shit?
It's going to be like a blob, some weird transformation, because you see her head and skull kind of like bulging out.
So do you think she's like Mega Mind, or do you think that she turns fat or something? Did she ever mention she was fat before she was skinny? Maybe not.
Wasn't.
Okay, so I don't know how it's going to shake out. Some theories are that she can supplement Firecracker by turning into the mother's milk monster and giving milk to
like
Homelander.
Mystery Men.
But I don't know about
I have
that.
the power to get angry.
Oh yeah, Mr. Furious.
Yeah, and she's now. I think that they're boosting her character, accelerating her character, and it's like so it's modern and it's a good change. And I think that maybe she'll either join the boys or either fully join this Fascist 7. So we'll have to see.
And we should get A-Train back.
A-Train and her are going to have to be the ones that rescue everyone with Annie.
Also think that Queen Maeve will show back up, and we get teased in the final shot of Soldier Boy. And that will be very interesting because they didn't exactly leave it on the best of terms. Ryan sort of, put a wrench into that, and we'll see, so there's many pieces on the board that can take Homelander out or that can be threats to Homelander as Butcher drives off with one vial of the serum. Or the virus. Okay, let's go with final verdicts for this episode. Not the season yet, just this individual episode.
I'm going to give this one a 9. Great conclusion, great cliffhanger. I'm excited to see more of this.
Yep.
The Ryan, I thought he was going to change until he killed the old lady.
Yeah, that's right. We forgot to mention that. That
like,
Grace was so stupid to put so much information on the kid right there. Butcher's like, don't stop.
And you did it.
Butcher being the voice of reason, that's you know you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And then I love the shot where he just looking, he just turns to Joe. He's like, yep, let's fucking do it.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's a great shot right there. And again, when Homelander is doing the press conference, it's like, okay, now it's time to take over. And
how Homelander was like so fucking sad with a tear down his eye. You do this for me? He's at his lowest moment because all of his plans are fucked up.
Yeah.
Man, now he has so much respect for somebody else that we've not seen. Other than Ryan, I think Sage has really ingratiated herself, and now she's above Firecracker. So we'll continue to see that into season 5.
And then him exposing Newman on the live. that was a shock to me. I was like, well, I didn't know you were going to fucking do that.
Great.
Okay.
Great finale.
Yeah, so a lot of fucking things I didn't see coming, a lot of great twists and turns. 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally see that. I think that this is it was tense and it was funny and it was all the things that I kind of wanted. Yeah, there were some kind of silly parts. The Grace scene, I don't think was written particularly well. I get that she's supposed to be super desperate, but they're not going to train him to be assassin, in that hour. So she maybe didn't need to push him that hard and explain.
Every information. It was cool the first bits, but not the second and third and fourth.
Okay,
fifth.
literally.
It felt like we were just trying to move on to the next part real quick.
Ryan was even like, "I'll be back."
Yeah.
Just let him leave.
Yeah.
Stupid bitch.
So wet bar soap type thing.
Yep.
Squeezed too hard
Yep.
and she got her neck snapped because of it.
Fuck around, find out.
But yeah, I really like this one. So I think I'm also going to go with a 9. Excellent finale.
Yeah, I was between 8 and 9. I'm ending on a 9. Joe makes some great points here, and I'm set up. I'm ready to go. 5th season. Let's fucking go. Please let it be satisfying. I think the thing they need to focus on the most is how do you depict Homelander being destroyed and taken out. Who's gonna ultimately do
Butcher.
it?
It has to be Butcher.
Or he has
It
get
has
taken
to
out.
be. I don't know if it has to be anymore at this point, but I guess you're right because season 1, it's got to be Butcher.
You're keeping this man
with all of the stuff that
alive.
Homelander has
He's
done.
on his last leg. Give him
Give
the
him
fucking
what he
glory.
wants.
Man literally too angry to die. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then how are we gonna get the resolution that Butcher, did what he did here? He essentially turned into a monster. I love the the moral of the story here, where it's like people are turning into monsters. Even Ashley's like, when you're here, you turn into a monster. And now Butcher has also turned into a monster, and Huey is now leading the boys, where it's like, let's not be monsters, let's be human. Let's try to do this in a different way. And so that's going to bring, and in the comics, these two come to head, and so I'm curious. All the pieces are there, and just in a different path to end, similarly to the comics. And we'll get into the super spoilers here in a bit. But for episode 8 specifically, I'm going to go 9 out of 10. So let's have a quick breakdown of this. And we pretty much spoiled a lot of it and went through it. So I'll go through this one really quick, and then we'll give you a season 4 overall. Is it, in fact, the weakest? So quick breakdown. So we get the added warning at the beginning of the episode because of what happened with the attempted assassination on Trump. I think, Amazon was like, let's
The whole shit.
make sure our stuff is very similar to this stuff. So we got that was appreciated and warranted. And then on the television, you get people counting the certificates, making sure they're authentic, drawing parallels to when Trump tried to steal the election and did a bunch of an attempted coup. January 6th, where the Capitol was essentially run down and stormed down. They're drawing parallels to that. And then the shapeshifter Annie, while in a dress, proposes marriage, and so does he. So they do a double marriage thing, and they have sex again. And Huey, Jesus Christ, again they are. It's like a third time, or it's like 20.
He's like, how many times?
My man Huey's got to be good because, the
Damn,
shapeshifter
boy.
knows exactly how often they've been having sex. And it's like, a couple times a week. And she's like,
man,
20
Huey.
times
in 10 days.
He's like, what? Yeah, she would have noticed. He's like, something's up. You
Yeah.
don't really do this a lot.
So that's why ultimately she does have a point. He was just giving in.
Yeah.
And then when he starts to tell her how he thought he knew it was her, it wasn't just that one moment. He mentions other moments that didn't quite
couldn't
match up,
find your
but it
keys,
was
the
confirmed in the
dress,
final moment, right?
Yeah.
So, and she was like, "You should have been paying more attention." So while we do kind of hate on Starlight for yelling at him, and you get mad at her, and you're like, "How could this woman screaming to poor Huey?" It's like, yeah, but if you look at it from both angles, there is something there. It's just like Alex said. I think we needed one extra scene here to really, give a bit more depth.
Yeah.
And show some of Huey's trauma, because motherfuckers getting destroyed here by the show. And finally, Homelander finds a picture of the family in Ryan's backpack, which sets him off. He's breaking shit. He's destroyed the American flag, all this imagery of the flag burning, and they having their confrontation, which for a moment I thought Ryan was going to go at him. You look at it, and he's like, but then, the thing falls, and he runs, and he's like, get over here now. It's like, man, that's some trauma right there. It's like, if you ever
It's like,
been
how the
beat,
fuck do you feel safe, Ryan?
I know. And so that's why he walks away. He doesn't listen to his father, and he walks away. So then fake Annie taunts real Annie. She can get recharged, and that's confirmation, and all the memories. And boy, this was and I'm like, man, see, this, you see how you're playing it's one actress playing two different characters, and then you compare it to something like Disney, and I'm like, damn, this actress, Starlight's actress, she's good. She's a great actress, and you really feel the difference between these two.
Yeah, because May was bad, and OSHA was worse.
No, May was bad, and then OSHA was bad, and then, so she is a great actress because she's making sure they're both bad because they're the same person.
Well, not as bad as OSHA.
Yeah, like, I don't even know if I'm...
We're talking about Acolyte. If you don't know what we're talking about, Star Wars Acolyte.
I don't know if I'm willing to condemn the actress because maybe the materialist... No, I am, because that crying scene was terrible.
Yeah.
But, like...
Yeah.
The material here is way better.
Nice try.
I'm trying to be that, but the material here is way better.
No, I agree. The material also has to be good to help your actors and actresses succeed, and the material here helps. Huey calls Butcher for help. Butcher tells him a story instead when he was little, or not when he was little. He is little with his. Yeah,
when I was
exactly.
a lad.
And when I was a lad, this topless steakhouse, and when they bring out the steak, the boobies will come out. And I'm like, what? I've never heard of this. I guess there is a place over here called Twin Peaks, but they don't actually put their boobs out, but they wear the short skirts.
It's
one of those.
It's a breast
restaurant. Yeah, it's like, I don't go. Do you go to restaurants? Leave it in the comments down below. I find them gross.
There's like Twisted Kilt and Hooters and
Tilted Kilt. Because it was right next to where I worked at Dell, and everybody would go there. Hey man, you want to go?
See, there you go.
I don't want to fucking go.
Bone
and they'll
daddies?
drag me sometimes.
Oh,
Bone daddies.
Austin has a ton of them. Brick House.
Yeah. So what are some of
terrible.
yours? Put in the comments down below.
The pun names. I want to know the pun names.
We want to know all the names. So ours was Bone Daddies, Tilted Kilt,
Hooters,
Twin Peaks,
Brick House.
everybody, Brick House, and Hooters. Everybody knows Hooters. But these places are so. It's like, just go to a strip club, man. This is embarrassing. These girls don't actually like you.
They did, because you put a heart on my receipt.
They put hearts on your receipt at Bone Daddies when we went one time with Joe. People would sit, the girls would sit in your lap, and I'm like, damn, man, she really wants those tip. Anyways, so leave it in the comments down below.
They really like us.
But anyways, he's like, so yeah, so I feel like this, they put this in here for a reason. He says, can you go to the place? And Huey says, okay, I'll go to the place. I think maybe in season 5 that's coming back. Maybe where they have their final confrontation or something. He's like, where's Butcher? And so he's probably going to drive to the steakhouse and he's going to be there. So, and plus, Butcher thinks he's going to die here. So he's like, tell the boys this and that. Meanwhile, Firecracker Show has both Homelander and Victoria on, but Homelander fucking outs her right there. He's like somewhere else. He's just fucking reeling from what happened with his son.
Mm-hmm.
He's done. He doesn't give a fuck. And outs her.
He's like, tell him the truth. He's like, well, this is the truth, this and that. He's like, zaps her.
I got confused by that. I was like, wait, so did she stop it with her powers? No, that's not what her powers is. And the effect, I guess there is a steam, so he probably did low power because
defrost mode.
Yeah, defrost mode, and But anyways, it would have blew her head off if she wasn't a soup. So it proves it, and then her eyes are seen on TV as well. Maybe she was gonna try to pop his head, or it just reactive. I don't know. But she's like, what the hell did you do that for? You realize how long I've been working to do this?
Well,
he's like, don't worry about it. You're welcome. But now you have to arrest and maybe kill people, like half of the people. Did you realize that? And I like Homelander's response. You see it in his face. They're like, oh, fuck, I didn't forget. I kind of, of course I fucking knew about that. Homelander's just going off. He can't help himself. No. He's not as intelligent as a Sage. Nowhere
or the
near
average
as
person. He's kind of an idiot.
He's an idiot, and he's impulsive, and he is, all sorts of things, all sorts of fucked up. And she goes, well, Sage said, he goes, fuck Sage. We are going to change the world. This is how to do it. You have to arrest half your company, half the country.
It's a real plan.
This is a real plan. Yeah, I thought of that. Of course I thought of that.
Okay.
Okay, so so he immediately asks Ashley for a list of people that basically a kill list. People that have dirt on them, people that will prevent this from happening and stuff like that. So, and then they make a point of Ashley's assistant being Ashley, so that they could later on do the joke with Ashley. That was a little weird, but yeah.
Then the other joke of, have you ever tried cilantro milk?
Cilantro milk?
Isn't that what she had?
She did, yeah. But
yeah,
you don't like cilantro.
A little bit.
You don't have the soap taste, though.
I don't like this. I don't like cilantro either.
Does it taste like soap to you?
There's just so much cilantro on things. If there's too much, I like a little. But
Okay, so
it does taste like
soapy.
Minty, soapy thing. I don't like it. Why? Specifically, does
Well,
it taste different for
some
certain
people-
people?
yes.
So it's like 10% of people, it tastes exactly like soap. It tastes disgusting.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
just want
exactly
a
like
little
soap,
bit
so I don't
better.
think I'm one of those.
Yeah.
But, okay, so then protests start. Now, it kind of sucks that we don't really get to see these mass protests. I think that would really help expand the show and the scope, but they may not have the budget for it to show rioting in the streets. To show it very briefly on TV with, clips of other things. And protests are happening since Newman is revealed. The evidence, okay, Huey's like, I'm going to get the evidence. Evidence gone. No backups. And fake Annie's like,
No cloud, no nothing. It's like, yeah.
And so Singer gives a speech, let's redo this and redo that and over my dead body. And so you think Singer is going to die. They do a good setup. They're going to assassinate this man. Ryan then visits Butcher, but it turns out Grace shows up, but it turns out they're kind of trapping him.
Grace was
6
not
feet
Butcher.
of wall. Right, exactly. Butcher didn't want this to go down like this.
Because he's like, yeah, if that's what you want.
Because it's working.
Yeah, go.
He's playing a game with them. He's feeling, safe.
Yeah.
Fucking Grace fucked it all up.
She did.
And
Could have been done better.
overload.
you see the two ways. In fact, Butcher is like, I won't stop you. He leaves the choice to him, and that makes him feel comfortable. But then when Grace takes that choice away, that's when he's like, bitch. He didn't know. He still doesn't know his own strength, and she has her neck snapped after she confesses that when her grandchildren died, she put her love into him. I love you. It's like, I don't know who you are. Get the fuck out of here. But in terms of trauma, both women in his life that raised him, and it's going to fuck Ryan up. And Ryan looking at people is just the things that are in his way.
Yep.
Except for Butcher. All right, so then they play The Deep is Sad over the motherfucking book of poetry he was reading to the octopus. I'm like, fuck you. Or fuck you, Deep. I hate you. Stop feeling sad for yourself. And then that's when we do the cilantro milk. I'm like, what's going on here? She can flavor her milk? Is there... What? Is that a thing? She can flavor them. It's a thing in this show.
Yeah, I mean, that's why pregnant women aren't supposed to drink alcohol when they're breastfeeding. Like, stuff goes...
You're talking about... Okay.
She wasn't dipping cilantro in the cup. Like,
No.
It was like she was eating a lot of cilantro, and he picks up the flavor
And
of
they
it.
play this game where it's like he guesses what she eats a lot of. And so, what the fuck? She smiles, but
Fucking
then she
weird.
coughs.
Oh, asparagus.
Yeah.
And Homelander's like... Pfft. And he's like, get out of here. Go sit further down. And she's looking rough. And man, it really hurts her that she is isolated and treated like
Because
that.
he's doing all that. She's taking the pills for him.
Yeah,
These are
she's
like-
straight being used.
Yeah.
Her loyalty isn't necessarily being rewarded, so it's empty. And eventually, maybe she's going to realize this. Maybe she's too far in it. She's already a monster. It's too late.
Oh, for sure.
But anyways,
Then we get the Deep, like, well, this is a good list, but Ashley knows a lot about us. We could kill Ashley.
I know.
He puts on the top.
And then
of the
Homelander's
list.
like, hey, that's good thinking. Ashley's behind the door.
Oh, fuck.
She starts running, and she grabs some vials of V and stabs herself because I got to defend myself.
Yeah.
and her head starts, in the comics, this character's resolution is she like rips her hair out because everything is blamed on her. And so her hair does in fact come off,
Well,
but
she was
it's
already
way
bald,
different
yeah,
in the sense that,
Yeah, because she was already bald. She just had the wig, so it just falls off. You see the patches in their head.
And I guess she's turning into Megamind here, or we don't know what her powers are yet. They're saving that for season 5. Is she going to attack them? Is she going to continue to be like, you can't harm me, I'm going to be on the team?
Yeah.
Spaghetti Man. I'm trying to think of like the worst.
Spaghetti
trying
Man.
to think of the worst,
Great.
dumbest thing.
Spaghetti Man was great.
You don't always get good powers. Sometimes you just get a 12-foot long wiener. So
you can't do anything with except for attack people with, I guess. This is stupid.
Knock them out.
whip it.
Whip it real good. So Homelander has to swoop in and restore order is the plan, that they're making right now before the rest of the shit goes down. But yeah. Huey realizes finally that Annie is a shapeshifter, and she tries to get out or tries to attack. And there's some creative kills in this scene. It's good. Like the shapeshifter punches one guy on a desk, and have him like damn. Then he puts one motherfucker on a hook or punches him so hard they're on a hook, and I'm like damn. It's like wait a minute, and then Kamiko's there, and I'm like okay, Kamiko stop. She's strong. And the shapeshifter now is just as strong as Kamiko. I'm like, what? You can shapeshift and you're as strong as Kamiko? What the fuck? And it's like you said, it's a problem with, scaling.
Yeah, like,
any superhero show has problems with power scaling. Initially the show, some superheroes don't have super strength and they just have this one thing. But now it's all feeling like all superheroes are all super strong and their thing. So I don't know.
The same thing with Kamiko and Firecracker. They had the showdown.
Right.
And it was kind of...
I'm like, no way.
There's super strength, and then there's super strength, and then there's like Homelander strength.
Homelander strength,
and then they're
above
like,
that.
it's like okay,
and
whatever.
then Soldier Boy strength. So yeah, I wish that was a little bit better, or you can explain it a little bit in a different way. She could have defeated Kamiko in a different way. It don't have to be just a straight up, I'm overpowering you because I have super strength too. Anyways. Annie finally shows up and tackles her, and they fight. And Annie's the one that basically, I don't know if the shapeshifter's dead. Other people believe the shapeshifter. I see people say shapeshifter's dead, but do you think the shapeshifter's dead?
Yeah, I just think it's just the worst.
You could show snapping the neck.
A random Secret Service guy got a cooler death than like the most important character in the last 2 episodes, and so it's like she should have been put on the hook. She should have been one snapped in half.
Do you think it's because it's Starlight that kills her, and they're like, we don't want to make Starlight look like a monster, or like, you know what I mean?
Oh, so there's a nice way to kill people?
That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
I'm going to kill you, but I'm going to be gentle about it.
There is nice ways to kill people.
Yeah.
There's bad ways to kill people, like Homelander lasering your fucking dick off while you're masturbating. Then there's some.
Yeah, but you don't
nice
die
ways.
from that. I mean,
what? Yeah, you're doing. There's a hole in his body.
No, cauterizes it the whole time. It's heat. It's heat vision. He literally didn't die. He had to be put out of his misery.
He was eventually gonna die like that.
Yeah.
Just put me out of my misery.
Yeah, but I just think that this was. I thought it was going to be cooler because everything else previously had been cooler, and then I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of lame.
Yeah, it is lame. If Shapeshifter is dead, and if the reason is they don't want to depict the boy superhero ones doing cruel deaths, no. Neck snap, by the way, is not cruel. Just fucking, it's one piece. You got it. Just Yord Horde. Get it done.
Yeah, I wanted Pyramid Head. I wanted her to grab her by the skin and just rip it all off.
That's what I was thinking was going to go off.
No, you can't use my skin.
I wanted her to start ripping the skin so that, at least there's a difference. I was like, please don't do the thing where then somebody comes in and is like, which way is the one?
It would be Huey.
Like, don't do that.
It would be fucking Huey because he's, again, the chew toy, the writer room. He's, I can't tell the difference between you. It's like she's got bullet holes in her clothes, dumbass.
Yeah. But anyways, so then Homelander is on the phone call and he threatens, Victoria, and I'm like, don't do that because that's the only thing she cares about, and she stops listening, and I'm like, she is going to betray Homelander at some point because you don't threaten her daughter like that.
And as soon as they got off, he's like, hey, Huey, I need your help. I'm done. I'm scared. Mm-hmm. He's threatening to send pieces of my daughter if I don't do what he wants. So I'm in.
Yep.
Time to help the boys.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Frenchie completes his work, and then that's when we get the scene where, Annie's pissed at Huey. Is like, so did you fuck her? And he's like, "What?
Say, I got it off your fiance." I was like, "You mean you?"
You? But it is kind of fucked up looking at it from a different angle that shapeshifter is just maniacal. Took away that moment from these two because it's a special moment, and now the moment's fucked.
I'm kind of like, because I thought once Starlight killed the shapeshifter, it would return to its original form. So
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah, I want to see who it was. Was it the one that Sage was handing?
Especially when they were setting up. I don't even remember what I looked like no more.
Yeah, because I thought it was going to be that.
The dude that took the documents. I think he's somebody else.
Yeah.
It might even, because Sage is still in it, that might have been a patsy 100%. And because she knew she was being watched by the boys. So that is just a random person, not even a suit.
Maybe that's why they're not dead. Because every time I see a shapeshifter die, they go to the original form. You gotta kill it.
Maybe he's not dead in season 5. That shapeshifter.
I think Annie is stupid. But you think Annie's that stupid? She doesn't know the difference between sleeping and dead?
Yeah. Okay. Firecracker. So then we get the Vought place just being murdered. Everybody in Vought Tower is being murdered that aren't super loyal. And so then Firecracker shoots a dude because she's too tired to chase him down. The Deep, I love this scene. It's like it's so very deep. He's like building him up. He's like, "Say, I respect you so much, And he's like, except for besides Homelander, because he's such a suck up to Homelander, and does everything he asks, but he still punches the dude in the face. Good effect, gross looking effect.
But it's great. Message there too. He's like, "I'll give you all my money." He's like, "You're a writer. You don't get paid anything." True.
The writers put that in there. Noir kills the other Ashley and gets a murder boner, so he is finally in the role, and he is now effectively Black Noir, so that he can be killed later on, bro. And then basically Huey has this big speech where every solution is murder. Let's show mercy. It's brave. It's braver. We can win against monsters by acting human. It's like the last thing his dad taught him, showing us that arc had some purpose, and I like that. And then finally, Frenchie is asking Kimiko for opinions on Newman's plan. Eventually, when things go down, Kimiko kind of admits that she was lying about Colin, which we suspected, that she still loves him and they want to be together. And we finally get this. She kisses. Momentarily, he doesn't react. Then he kisses back. And I'm like, yes, finally, I'm happy. I'm happy for these two. I'm happy for Frenchie. I want them to be together.
How do we do forgiveness?
Did it work for you guys?
Yeah, until the very end where they get separated and that it feels like they're going to do the thing where they're going to have to get back together. So I'm hoping.
Please don't be with her, the mind.
Yeah,
I just love triangle thing.
I liked it individually, and then when they did at the end, it's like, oh God, if we do this storyline again where we have to, I will be so mad in the next season.
They won't.
Yeah, they will. It's already set up, Joe. But it's like, how long will they?
Yeah.
That's the issue. All right. And then what else? Oh, go ahead. Somebody take it over.
Butcher goes in. So they rescue the daughter, and they're like, look, we'll get you out of here. And then Butcher walks in and says, no deals. And he's done the black boot polish in his beard, like all the color is back. I don't know, and everything. He looks good because he was looking rough.
Maybe that cancer thing can give him a little bit of rejuvenation, and he was kind of fucking him over.
Hair color though,
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so he looked much better, and then he just goes full anime and
rips Newman apart. And by the way, the tentacles are covering her eyes and her ears, so she can't pop people's heads. He doesn't kill the daughter, knocks the daughter aside, so the daughter is still alive. That's going to factor into season 5. And we were theorizing that Edgar is going to come in. He wants to save the granddaughter. Yeah. So the Edgar and the scientist is gone because Kimiko and Frenchie let him go because they want to do the right thing.
Well, I
bet you that scientist. Well, but they didn't go get him. So you have those two that can remake the virus if we need more doses. Right now we only have 1 dose. Forgot to mention that the whole reason why Butcher's here is because the scene where Grace fucks it up. And he finally is like,
completes his transformation.
And that's when he goes there. And then that's pretty much it, where the boys' martial law is declared. Sage comes back and reveals that it was her plan the whole time. She's celebrating. He's like, what are you doing? Like, he's going to kill her. But then he cries, almost crying like a baby boy.
You fixed
so
my
high. You
problems.
fixed everything. So it's going to be amazing. And Singer is arrested. It was all for you. And he's so happy. He's like, why would you do this? And she said, to see if I could. Phase 2, buckle up. So I'm looking forward to Sage Phase 2. Martial law is declared. Superheroes are deputized. All under Homelander's command. The Starlighters are blamed. We get this montage where the boys are trying to leave the country separately, but are all getting arrested. So they'll be fucking brought back together, probably in the Vought Tower, in the prisons, where the other Gen V characters are currently being held, because at the end of that season, they all got captured.
Starlight's the only one that escapes. Everyone's got captured.
Right. And, by the way, Kimiko screams, no! So she finally speaks. At finally getting close to Frenchie enough, they're going to have this thing, and then it gets ripped away from her. Now she speaks again. I expect her to speak in Season 5 or start talking a lot more, especially maybe at the very end where she's reunited with Frenchie. So, yeah, and then Butcher drives off with the virus. So, good ending. Didn't expect a lot of it, but it's good drama and sets up a lot of good stuff. Now, here we go. We are going into super spoilers now. So, what happens in the final season? Well, the comic ends with Butcher in the final arc turning into a bad guy. Okay? And I don't want this. I hope they change it.
Yeah, me too. Because
Butcher kills all of the boys except for Huey. And I don't want that. I don't want to see Butcher killing Frenchie, Kimiko, that would just suck. I think that we've already improved the comic multiple ways. Homelander, Black Noir is revealed as a Homelander clone and was doing all the fucked up stuff, in addition to Homelander doing fucked up stuff. But see how it takes away from Homelander being fucked up. So that's why they didn't do that in the show. And I think it's much better to make Homelander responsible for all the shit Homelander does. And so the whole idea of Butcher killing the team, and then he goes to the top of Empire State Building, and he's about to release this thing that activates the V virus and all the superheroes that will kill them, basically superhero genocide. Huey stops him. And Huey finally gets his, and he kills Butcher, or stops Butcher. And Butcher, as he's dying, is like, thank you, Huey, for stopping me. I didn't want to do this, but I was just driven to do it. And so that's how that ends. And I do think that now that Butcher has killed a character like Victoria, that he's a monster and he's going to have a tragic death, right? And it's going to be Huey that stops and kills him. And we will have that, minus him killing all the boys first. Or do you guys think he kills all the boys?
I think Ryan kills him. I think that Butcher becomes the monster that he's been warning Ryan about, and then Ryan kills him, and then we somehow I would like that they don't kill Homelander. I would like that they depower, because that's the worst thing that you can do to Homelander is you depower him, right?
That's a real good one.
Because that's the whole thing of his
he's
dad.
In prison for the rest of his life,
and he's just a normal fucking dude.
Wow.
And so
that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Somebody get that to the fucking showrunners. Yeah. I hope they thought of it, because this whole time he looks at them as fucking ants.
Well, we played with depowering, right? Because
have we?
Yeah, because in Herogasm, a couple people lost their powers.
Yeah.
And so if we do the thing where they depower him, that is the worst fate for a guy like him.
I love that. Damn.
Where he himself becomes meat.
Because I don't think that's what's going to happen.
I don't think so either. Yeah. I mean, that's what I want to happen. I want Butcher.
Everybody wants Homelander to die in the grossest way, but that is way worse to Homelander.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, because I was getting the X-Men vibes. I was like, oh, just put a collar in it. It's like, wait, no, that's a different show.
Yeah,
the collar and then shoot.
That's not X-Men.
That's X-Men.
Yeah, no, this is
X-Men.
Yeah. Even though a lot of them are based on X-Men, it's fine.
Yeah, so I think Butcher will get to kill or depower Homelander. So that will happen, and then the resolution after that, he either is with Ryan, does it, or with Huey. I think it's probably Huey. But yeah, so just so as long as I think will ultimately end with his wife and happy ending there, and then you have Kimiko and Frenchie get together. There's a happy ending there. That's everybody, right?
You think all the boys live?
Oh, the boys. Starlight. I think all the boys live, because the comics, all the boys die except for Huey. I think maybe they'll change that. I hope they change it.
Yeah, I want them. They've been through a lot.
Look, Huey's been way too much. You killed Starlight, or you can't kill Huey.
I think Frenchie and Kimiko could easily die.
Okay, they are. I think Mother's Milk is also at risk.
I think
too.
they're the tragic lovers type thing. They finally get together and then they croak.
I'll tell you what. These three will, if they die, it won't be by Butcher, but it'll be by their choice. In a heroic way, kind of thing. Yeah. But then Huey lives, Starlight lives, Butcher dies. That's how I think it's going to be.
MM dies.
Yeah, that's why I said the three.
Yeah.
Frenchie,
sure.
and Kimiko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Butcher for sure.
Butcher for sure, yeah.
It's just a matter of, who do you think kills him? Huey?
I think I like this idea of Ryan as well.
Yeah,
but
'cause he has to make a
set up
choice.
Huey quite a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ryan is the wild card.
Yeah,
now we see Soldier Boy is going to be a wild card because that from the comics, I don't know how that's going to factor in here. So how is this Soldier Boy? Is Homelander going to kill Soldier Boy when Soldier Boy doesn't fucking follow orders? Man, I can't wait.
2 years?
Tell us what you think.
Man.
It's going to be 2 years. Now, the wait will be easier because Gen V Season 2, and I will watch I will probably review Gen V
That'll be
Season
54 when it comes out.
Ain't going to be no 54
52
years
already.
old.
So, one season got delayed because of COVID. One season got delayed because of a writer's strike. This one actually may not take as long as some of the other ones.
I hope not. That would be. I am expecting 2 years, though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm expecting, just so I can set my expectations. And like I said, the only requirement for me in season 4 or season 5, I have a requirement, and I need White House. I need to see Homelander superimposed around a White House, whether he's bloody and he's in the White House like the comic book thing, or he's standing in front. He's floating in front, and all the superheroes are kind of like authoritarian.
I thought this was going to happen because they said in this episode, it's like, oh, we're going to call the soups and put them all around
The Capitol.
And then
yeah.
I thought they were going to have
they mentioned the Capitol?
They said the
Yeah.
Capitol.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right, well, that's my only requirement. So hopefully we'll get that badass imagery that I wanted to end this season, and we'll see it in season 5. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching this episode with us and sticking with us. Thank you so much. Thank you to our sponsors, Factor. Let them cook for you guys. Seriously, you come home from work.
You don't have one
you're
of these.
tired as fuck.
All right.
You don't have a personal chef.
I don't have them all the time. So.
That's right. So, and it all goes to helping us. Each sale that we make, it supports your favorite show, support yourself, some delicious food, and support your favorite show. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.